So it, he did that. He said you wouldn't be infectious, or you wouldn't be infected. As I said, 5 months later, 4.5 months later, I got infected. Everybody did. They gave you it saved lives for about 3 months if you're an elderly person or you were immune compromised. So he's wrong about the vaccination. Then that zealotry, the two big felonies that he did is he didn't take credit for it publicly, but behind the scenes, he was the one that got the whole economy shut down and in a complete quarantine, and the schools shut down. We know that. He called everybody. And he was working, at that point, he was not on Fox or Newsmax or anything. He was on left-wing media, and that was a 2020 election year, and he was part of that left-wing effort to destroy the economy, even though there was evidence from Europe that that was not the way to go, to destroy a modern, sophisticated economy and deny people access to doctors and surgeries and kids that were not susceptible. But the big thing, and the thing that people are concentrating on, if you think about it analytically and disinterestedly, he gave $600,000 plus to a lab that he knew was not secure in Wuhan to conduct gain-of-function research with the SARS family of viruses. And he did that because it was illegal in the United States, and he couldn't do that. So he, in his wisdom, thought that was wonderful. And more importantly, he suggested that scientists, virologists in our major research universities and laboratories were communicating with the Chinese, and some cases giving them advice, and sometimes allowing them to purchase instrumentation from the Americans and the Europeans that were critical to that research. And that research led to the creation of COVID that killed 1 million Americans and sickened 20 million, with long COVID, and did more damage even in Europe. And then when he was asked about it under oath, he denied it. And he just didn't deny it to Rand Paul. We have correspondence in which he and Francis Collins, in a series of exchanges with other scientists, were worried that they would get out and that he would be faulted as one of the godfathers of this nefarious virus. So he lied about it. And then when he asked people, a scientific team of 12 people he contacted, 10 said it was created in the lab. And the ones that didn't had conflict of interest with him. And then he did another thing that was really egregious. He used a $50 billion budget. The word got out, if you crossed him on these issues I just talked about, you were not going to get a grant. And so he was not a good person. And he hurt a lot of people. And in Rand Paul's view, if you trace it down and reduce it down to the first step, then he has culpability for this virus.
As do the Chinese, which I'm always harping on, and they've never accepted.
I would say that 90% of why COVID got out was the Chinese, and Fauci and his team are responsible for 10%.
Yeah.
By aiding and abetting it,
yes,
and lying to the world about its origin.